Right, it's weighing day. Oh, I've been weighing myself every single day, almost. Starting the beginning of last week, just to get a little bit of accountability on this. I want to get to about 78 kilo. Last Monday I was 81.6. It's trending down-ish. I need to take this hoodie off though, because I'm not weighing myself with this on and adding any extra weight than I need to. These Hume Health scales are absolutely banging. Got the band as well, it's kind of like a Whoop band. So what you do is you stand on them and you pull the string. And it says I am 79.4 kilogram. I am £3 away from where I want to be.
I'm on a 16k easy run, sort of a steady run more than an easy run. Got 1 more kilometre to go. I get asked the question a lot, and I've never really thought about it until I was asked about it on the podcast, and it was the fueling. I literally do not fuel for races, hard sessions, long runs like this. So the minimum distance I'm doing today is like 10 miles, mainly because I'm teaching my body to burn the fats, but I can handle it, and I feel sluggish if I don't run fasted. It's just a personal preference, that is all. Because what you'll find is fueling is individual, and some people just operate different ways, and that is just the top and bottom of it. What works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. This has been a bloody good run. That last kilometre, well, a few of these have been a bit quick, but done now. Finished. So that says 1 hour 10 minutes, 16.10 kilometres, 16.10 kilometres. But a solid run nonetheless, and a job well done. This is 248. Right, go to the sunbed. The tan hub, Trish and Mary's. Go and get some minutes. Time we're on, 20 past. Might even be able to grab a coffee before work.
Don't tease me now.
Right, just done a team talk in the depot with a couple of new trainees that are just starting. Went in there, they asked me to come in early to chat with people. Did a bit of a talk. Who knew it? I'm alright at this public speaking thing. They've not passed the test yet or anything like that, so they're just getting to grips with the process of becoming a bus driver and everything that comes with that, like the journey into doing it. So I had a good chat with them. And it's just basically putting people's mind at ease. Before I even started this job, I didn't think it was for me. And I just said, look, even if you get X amount of time into the job and you're like, you've not even passed your test yet and you're doing the driving and you're getting unsure and you're thinking, this isn't for me, these are normal thoughts, I had it. I said, there's drivers out there that have had these thoughts and they're 20 years in. We're gonna do the 85 trip outbound at night from Piccadilly to Chawton bus station. We're gonna set off in 30 seconds. Now we're gonna set off. Let's rock and roll. Nice and clear. The 85 route is probably one of the routes that I used to struggle with when I very first started, because it wasn't one that I was very familiar with the 86. I actually had to learn the 85 and the 86 in my car. Me and Kay went and did the route together on one of the days off on my weekend. I'd say I did the same thing with the 150 route as well, because that was a complicated route that hardly ever popped up in the depot, but it fucking, funnily enough, cropped up on my very first week when I was driving on my own. So that had me anxiety all over the gaff, because it was just something I didn't do. So what you're gonna find is at night time is a bit of crazy parking. You come up here, do a left here, and we go right round onto Princess Street. Now the 85 bus stop is what I like to call the 103 bus stop. It's this one here. So, nobody's there, off we pop. Oh, look at that, perfect. Just got some nice green filtered lights there. Tell you what though, the filter doesn't stay on long. It stays on long enough to delay that oncoming traffic. You probably squeeze 2 buses through if you kind of back to back, you get it through, but the third one's always waiting. So yeah, you know, the 85, the 86 and the 150, they were the ones I struggled with, but funnily enough now they're the ones I like, and they're the ones that I find the easiest. And everyone in the depot was like, oh, the 85's dead easy to do, you just go up this road and that road, and you might as well have been talking a different language to me, because unless you do it, you don't know. When you jib onto Oxford Street here, it turns into Oxford Road, it turns into Wimslow Road that we're not going to go down, we're going to do a right at the Royal Northern College of Music before Wimslow Road. We stop at every first bus stop, the 85 and the 86 and the 85A. Whereas if you're doing another service from the depot like the 43, the 143, you stop at every second bus stop. Always a little bit of a squeeze here. Nobody's at the bus stop there though for the 80s, and no one has pressed the bell. So far we're doing the same route as the 86, except this is where they differ. We're going to do a left at the end here. Oh, look at that, another green light. This should just call it a trip of green lights, this. You know what you get in the daytime? You get people approaching bus stops within 150 to 100 metres of the bus stops, and they can have the arm out a little bit or the thumb out or something, but they're not running or making any type of rush gesture to get to the bus stop, but they have their out, so you can see they want the bus, and you don't mind waiting if they're not far away from it. But at night time, if you see that same type of stuff, you can't see them, because you're looking at actual bus stops. Is there anyone at that bus stop? You're looking at people approaching the bus stop too, but it's night, innit? So you just can't see, you know, people's thumbs or fingers at this time of night, unless they're really making an effort with their arm right out, but a lot of the time some people don't. So far I've not missed anyone anyway, even though it is dark. I've not missed anyone and I don't want to miss anyone. Letting me go, but he didn't flash me, he just let me go. So there's a bus stop usually here, and the markings on the road and everything. They've took it off. They'll put that, you know what I'll do me head in? They'll put that bus stop back and they'll keep the temporary bus stop up round the corner 50 feet away. I can see it now. People stopping at it. Bing! And then you set off to go 20 yards. Bing! But they've actually moved that bus stop round the corner, the temporary bus stop, because they've closed that one because of the building work. Right, so nobody's at this one. This is usually a pretty popular stop, this. But here now we're coming up where I've just done the 101 in, so we're coming up at the Asda. Now I'm going to move into this lane because that bus lane is advantageous to be in if the traffic is backed up, but if the traffic isn't backed up and you're sitting there and a car or 2 cars come next to you, you've actually got to indicate into this lane. So rather than save myself doing that, I don't want to do that. By getting into this lane, we stay in this lane, and then this lane merges into this lane, whereas we'd have had to come into this lane from the other one, which you can do when it's busy, but if you don't have to, you shouldn't. Popular stops these now. We're nearing the end of this route. Literally nearing the end of the 85. We do a right here, the next main set of traffic lights, and we turn onto Wilbraham Road. people are polite, you know. I see a lot of things online and I hear a lot of things in the depot here and there about oh, you don't know what, like when people are describing the job, you don't know what we have to deal with. I get some people get like a bit of jip. I've had no trouble doing this job 2 years. That's long enough to be around a bit, to be around town, Manchester at night time. No trouble. And for the most part, people are pretty polite. Don't get me wrong, you get the odd sausage. You know, there was a guy once, I was there as a story time, I was late leaving the depot through no fault of my own. The ticket machine wasn't working. The ticket machine wasn't working in the bus and I had to go back in the depot to tell them, and they come and replaced it and everything, but you know, essentially I left the depot like 5 or 6 minutes late this morning. Not this morning, but on this particular morning, and I was on an early shift. It was really early and there's people waiting to go to work, so you can imagine how frustrating it is whether you like the bus is 5, 6, 7 minutes late. And there was this guy got on, oh, what are you late for? I've been waiting here for ages. I said, yeah, I know mate, sorry. I said, it's not my fault, it's blah blah blah. He goes, oh yeah, whatever, you know, and gets on the bus. And then when he got off, he called me a lazy I was like, you can't really say anything back because, you know, it's not your place to, but like, that's like on a rare occasion, that. So for the most part, 99.9% of this job I've had pleasant, it's just been pleasant, and I love it. When I'm approaching bus stops, I'm checking the bus stop, I'm checking to see if someone's pressed the bell here. Sometimes the bell, like you hear that bell then, but sometimes it doesn't make a noise. So this next one here, St. Werburgh's Road. We usually turn down this road on a diversion. When we're diverted, we do a left here, and it brings us out right at the bottom onto near Barlamore Road, and then we drive back up. The only thing with these WDSs is you have to press the flipping brake when you set off, like to release the back hydraulics on the back wheel. You have to tap the brake for it to release, otherwise it just won't move. If you're just setting off and you've not opened the doors, it's fine, but if you've already opened the doors and you've closed the doors, the hydraulics automatically lock onto the back wheel. They don't do it if your doors haven't been opened, but as soon as your doors have been opened, the hydraulics activate. There's one more bus stop after this one now. No one's there. And we do a left at the main satellites, which brings us onto Barlamore Road and takes us to Charlton bus station, where I've got like a 16-minute layover. Pretty decent really. This post office here though, it's a bit of a popular one on a busy day because people get off here, because it's like Charlton Village really, a little shopping centre where people go. But not many people board here because, you know, the bus literally goes around the corner. That's the day done. I understand why drivers want to do permanent lates or permanent nights and stuff like that, because the roads are just so blank. But the trade-off is not worth it for me. I'd rather be at home with my family, which is where I'm going now, even though the night is spent. So it's back to the depot, cash in and check out and get out of here. Kay will be picking me up, or Pat will be, my father-in-law. Pat comes to me at the end of all my races, and people mistake him for my dad. He's my father-in-law, but he's like a father figure to me. I love him to bits. I do. He's there for everything, and he always tells me how proud he is of me on these races, and he's always there, and we've built so many memories just going through the training. He's come training with me loads of times, filmed me on the bike, we've done time trials together where he's been giving me motivational speaking when I'm at the end of absolute hell, when I'm feeling like crap during a race or during a hard effort.
Here's the track, come on, let me see you sprint the last part. Give it all you've got here. It's only every second counts for you. I know you're doing it, but come on.
Oh yeah, he's Pat's my father-in-law, he's Kay's dad, but he's like a father figure to me, I love him. My dad is not here anymore, he died in 2013, so it's, I don't even know why I'm saying that, but like you have to make the most of people while they're here, is probably why I'm saying it, like, because you never get a second chance to tell them once they're gone. You know what I mean? So you have to be wary of all that, and life is hard on everyone, and everyone goes through their own struggles and their own battles, and everyone has different ways of dealing with things, and you know, at the end of the day, we're not here for a long time, are we? We're here for a good time. So as cheesy as this is, tell the people close to you that you love them, and make the most of your kids while they're young. Build some good memories, because you are their childhood growing up. Anyway, soppy that, wasn't it? But it's true. This is it. Signing off for the night, and I will see you guys in the next video.